The morning of my birthday began quietly, wrapped in a soft glow of anticipation. I hadn't expected much, a warm wish, maybe a small gesture, but my husband had something entirely different planned. From the moment I opened my eyes, I could feel the energy in the air. There was something magical brewing, though I couldn't quite put my finger on it. He leaned over and gently kissed my forehead, whispering, "Happy birthday, my love." His voice was warm and filled with affection. I smiled, feeling already grateful just to have him by my side. What I didn't know was that this birthday would turn out to be one of the most unforgettable days of my life. He told me to get ready, but didn't say why. "Just trust me," he said, with that playful sparkle in his eyes. I got dressed, feeling the excitement in my veins. He took me out for a light brunch, just the two of us, laughing and reminiscing about memories we had created together over the years. But little did I know, this was just the calm before the storm of surprises. As we returned home, I was stunned. The house had been transformed. There were lights strung across the living room, soft music playing in the background, and the air was filled with the scent of fresh flowers. Suddenly, our close friends began to arrive, one by one, each holding gifts and warm smiles. I turned to him, surprised and overwhelmed. "You didn't think I'd let this special day pass without a celebration, did you?" he said, grinning. It was a beautiful party. There was laughter echoing through the house, the clinking of glasses, delicious food, heartfelt toasts, and dancing that swept us into joyful abandon. He stayed close to me the entire time, holding my hand, his eyes shining with pride and love. Every little detail, from my favorite cake to the playlist of songs we used to dance to when we were dating, had been planned by him. He didn't just organize a party, he celebrated me. He made me feel seen, loved, treasured. And even in the presence of so many people, his eyes only looked for me. He would check if I was comfortable, make sure I had eaten, and never missed a chance to kiss my cheek when he passed by. It was in those small moments that I realized again just how lucky I was. He wasn't just a good husband. He was the only man in the world who knew how to care for me with such devotion. After the celebration, when the last guest left and the house grew quiet again, we stood together in the middle of the living room, holding hands. The air was still filled with love. He looked at me with a softness that melted my heart and whispered, "Now it's just us." He led me to the bedroom, and the night became a continuation of the romance he had woven all day. There, under the dim lights and the remnants of candlelight glow, he made me feel like the most beautiful woman in the world. We kissed long and deep, as if we were trying to make time stop. His hands held me with the gentlest firmness, reassuring me of his love with every touch. We didn't just make love, we shared emotions, warmth, and connection. Between kisses and whispers, we laughed about little moments from the party, reminisced about our journey together, and dreamed aloud about our future. There were hugs that felt like home, and passion that felt like fire. That night, we didn't sleep much. We stayed up late, tangled in sheets and stories, kisses and laughter. It wasn't just about romance. It was about feeling safe, wanted, and entirely loved. When morning finally came, and the first light crept into the room, I lay in his arms, heart full. It wasn't just a birthday. It was a memory that would live with me forever. Not because of the party or the gifts, but because of him. The man who knew how to celebrate not just my birthday, but me, my heart, my soul, my presence in his life. And in that still, quiet moment, I realized I didn't need the whole world. I had him, and he was enough. The sun had just begun to rise, casting a golden hue across the curtains as if nature itself was honoring the love that had bloomed through the night. I woke up wrapped in his arms, our bodies still warm from the closeness we had shared. His heartbeat was steady beneath my ear, a soft rhythm that whispered promises of forever. He was still sleeping, his face serene and at peace. I lay there for a moment, just watching him, appreciating every detail, the faint smile on his lips, the gentle rise and fall of his chest, the way his arm held me, as if I was his entire world. And in truth, that's how he made me feel, like I was the only woman alive. As he stirred awake, his hand moved instinctively to my waist, pulling me closer. His eyes opened slowly, and the first thing he did was smile at me. "Good morning, my queen," he whispered, his voice husky from sleep. He leaned in and kissed me tenderly, a kiss that carried the remnants of last night's passion and the gentleness of a new day. We stayed in bed for a long time, not because we were tired, but because we didn't want the magic to end. He played with my fingers, traced the lines of my palm, kissed my forehead, and told me stories from the past, some funny, some romantic, all filled with the kind of love that made me fall for him over and over again. Later, he surprised me with breakfast in bed. It wasn't anything extravagant, just toast, fruit, coffee, and a rose he had picked from the garden. But the way he looked at me as he served it, the care he took, made it feel more valuable than a feast in a palace. We laughed as we fed each other bits of fruit, and he smeared honey on my lips just so he could kiss it away. After breakfast, we spent hours lying together, wrapped in sheets and conversation. He told me how he had planned the entire party, how he had secretly called my friends and family, made lists, and stayed up late decorating. He wanted to make me feel special, he said, because that's what I had always done for him in the quiet moments no one saw. "I don't just love you," he said, brushing a strand of hair behind my ear. "I need you. You are my peace, my passion, my purpose." His words touched something deep in my soul. I kissed him with everything I had, our bodies moving together again, this time even slower, even deeper, as if our souls were dancing. It wasn't rushed or fiery. It was a gentle storm of love, a quiet poetry written in kisses, caresses, and whispers. When we finally got out of bed, it was already late afternoon. We showered together, the warm water cascading over us as we laughed and touched and kissed, stealing little moments of affection even in the steam. It wasn't just about physical closeness. It was the connection, the tenderness, the way he looked at me like I was art. Afterwards, he dried my hair, wrapped me in his shirt, and we curled up on the couch. The house was still slightly messy from the party, balloons on the floor, glasses on the table, gifts stacked in the corner. But we didn't care. That mess was a memory of joy, of love, of celebration. He opened one of the gifts, a scrapbook that one of our friends had made for us. It was filled with photos of our journey, dating, engagement, wedding, vacations, cozy nights at home. We went through each page, holding hands, occasionally pausing to kiss or tell a story. We laughed at the silly hairstyles we used to have and cried at the memories that still touched our hearts. As the day faded into night once again, he took me outside. The stars were out, the air crisp and cool. He wrapped a blanket around us, and we sat under the open sky, just the two of us. He held my hand tightly and said, "This is just one birthday. But I want to make every birthday feel like this for you. I want to be your home, your celebration, your safe place." We sat there for a long time, not needing words. The silence was comfortable, full of unspoken love. And in that quiet moment, I knew something with absolute certainty. I had found the kind of love that poets write about, that souls wait lifetimes for.